Hello and welcome to the history of Stargate. Hello and welcome to the history of Fallout New Vegas. Today we're going to be talking about Freeside, and here we go. Freeside is a district of New Vegas in the Mojave Wasteland in Fallout New Vegas. While the city of Las Vegas was not heavily damaged during the course of the Great War, survivors did not immediately settle into the remnants of the old city, leaving the ruins to be picked over and fought over by various tribes and raider groups that descended from the Vault Dwellers. It was not until the return of Mr. House and his Securitron enforcers in 2274 that the city began to achieve a measure of relative peace. After issuing his offer of employment to the three biggest tribes who would listen to him, who ultimately became the three families. The rest of the Vault tribes were dispersed. Some stayed in the outskirts of the city, becoming the locals and later kings of Freeside. The great Khans were forced out of Vegas by the three families, with the resources of Mr. House. They eventually settled in Bitter Springs. While the three families rebuilt the casinos of Vegas, Mr. House employed the rest of the locals to use his sizable quantities of pre-war construction materials to build the crude but effective outer walls that separate the Strip and Freeside from the rest of the surrounding ruins. While Mr. House valued this area around the intersection of Fremont Street and the Las Vegas Boulevard, he ultimately viewed it as secondary in importance to the Strip itself, and had a second inner wall built that further separated the two areas. When NCR prospectors arrived in the region, followed soon after by the new California Republic Army, many people typically were headed straight for the Strip and its casinos, leaving Freeside, as it had become known by the locals, as an informal stopping point. Eventually, Mr. House had recognized that he could use Freeside as a filter for undesirables and pulled all his resources out of the area, save for a token Securitron force to guard the sole entry into the Strip while leaving Freeside to fend for itself. Over the course of the following 2 years, the slums of Freeside slowly degenerated into a steady den of criminals, crooks, and ne'er-do-wells, unburdened by the rule of law. For a while, the area was completely without order, but over time, two groups with a substantial power base managed to build a shaky but effective foundation of order through goodwill and strength. The Kings prevent all-out chaos from erupting, but do little to deal with day-to-day necessities that Freeside inflicts on each other. And the followers of the Apocalypse, after their own separation from the NCR, work through a regional chapter with the headquarters in the defensible Old Mormon Fort, receiving some protection from the Kings in exchange for help with the community's basic needs: food, water, health services, and some education. Despite the oversight from the Kings and the humanitarian aid from the followers, the people in Freeside live in daily peril, as much from each other as from outside forces seeking to topple the balance of power. By 2281, the area is embroiled in a conflict between the locals and NCR squatters, lured by the promises of the Republic's occupation of Mojave. Hey, thank you for watching the history of Fallout. Special thanks to Nukipedia for all information you heard today. Have a great day.
Lucky
Bye-bye.
what we have here, ladies. Another unsuspecting pox. Hey!